Nature fights back. Weather can be wild. For farmers, the weather can mean life or loss. A dry summer can turn fields to dust. A big storm can wash seeds away. This is an old war. It is fought in every field. It is fought under every sky. The farmer stands on one side. Chaos stands on the other. How do crops live through droughts? How do crops live through floods? How do crops live through storms? How do farmers help them? This is the story of hard work. This is the story of smart plants. This is the story of hope. It is a story about survival against the odds. Imagine a field with long green rows. The sun is bright. Birds sing in the trees. A farmer stands and looks at the sky. The farmer's eyes are not looking at the blue. They are looking for clouds. They are searching for a sign. A single thought occupies their mind. Will it rain? Will the wind come? This question is ancient. People have farmed for thousands of years. They have learned many tricks along the way. They have passed down knowledge from one generation to the next, a chain of wisdom against the unpredictable sky. Every farmer has stories. Some are sad tales of loss. Fields of promise turned to mud or cracked earth. These stories are whispered in quiet farmhouses after a bad season. Other stories are brave. They tell of desperate measures. They tell of ingenuity and stubborn hope. A farmer who outsmarted a flood. A community that shared water during a drought. These are the legends of the land. They are proof that the fight is not always lost. They are the reason farmers plant again, year after year, with faith in their hands and their knowledge. What is the secret? What allows a fragile plant to survive a brutal storm? The answer is not one thing. It is many things working together. Meet Maria. She grows corn in a valley. Her family has farmed this land for a long time. Last year the rains did not come. The sun beat down, day after day. The soil grew hard and cracked like old pottery. Her corn plants, once bright green, started to turn a pale yellow. They stopped growing. The leaves curled inward, as if in pain. Maria walked her fields every morning. She felt a knot of fear in her stomach. The silence of the dry air was deafening. Her livelihood was withering before her eyes. She had a small well on her property. The water level was getting low. She knew she could not save the whole crop, but she had to try something. She focused her efforts on the youngest plants. They were the most vulnerable. She carried buckets of water, hour after hour under the hot sun. It was slow, back-breaking work. She saved some of them, but many plants were lost. Maria felt a deep sense of grief. The field was not just a business, it was a part of her. But Maria did not give up. She learned from her pain. That fall, she tried something new. After she harvested what little corn was left, she planted a different kind of crop. It was a cover crop. She chose clover. She chose vetch. These plants grew through the cool, wet months of winter. Their roots held the soil in place, preventing it from blowing away. They acted like a green blanket over the earth. When spring came, the soil underneath was different. It was darker and softer. It held moisture from the winter rains. The next year, Maria planted her corn again. A dry spell came in the middle of summer. But this time, the field behaved differently. The soil, enriched by the cover crop, held onto water like a sponge. The corn plants stayed green longer. Their roots could still find moisture deep in the earth. Maria's crop was not huge, but it survived. She had learned a powerful lesson. The soil was not just dirt. It could be a powerful ally. It could be her partner in the fight against drought. How could simple dirt hold so much power? Soil is a silent hero. We walk on it every day. We rarely think about it. But for a plant, soil is everything. It is a home. It is a pantry. It is a reservoir. Healthy soil is not dense and hard. It is full of tiny spaces and tunnels, like a sponge. When it rains, these spaces fill with water. The soil holds this water, saving it for a dry day. Plant roots can then drink from this hidden storage. A field with healthy soil is a field with a built-in canteen for its plants, ready for a thirsty time. The secret ingredient is organic matter. This is the stuff of life. It is made of dead leaves, old roots, and decomposed bugs. When farmers add compost or leave plant stalks on the field, they are feeding the soil. This organic matter does something magical. It helps the tiny particles of clay and sand stick together. This creates a perfect structure, full of air pockets and channels. Soil rich in organic matter can hold much more water than poor, lifeless soil. It acts as a buffer against the extremes of weather, both wet and dry. Farmers who care for their soil can help their crops survive a drought. They use several key techniques. They add compost, which is like a superfood for the soil. They plant cover crops, as Maria did. These plants protect the soil from sun and wind. They also feed the soil's hidden ecosystem when they decompose. Many farmers are also learning to avoid plowing too much. Plowing can break up the soil's delicate structure and cause it to lose water. These simple steps keep the soil soft, alive, and ready for a fight. And there is something else. A single gram of healthy soil, about the weight of a paperclip, can hold billions of tiny life forms. There are bacteria, fungi, worms, and countless other microscopic creatures. This underground city is not just there for decoration. These creatures help plants find nutrients. They fight off diseases. They create the tunnels and pores that store water and air. A farmer who feeds the soil is not just building a better sponge. They are cultivating a living army that helps their crops thrive. Crops are not helpless victims. They have their own tricks for survival. These tricks are written in their DNA. They are the result of thousands of years of evolution. Some plants are built for drought. They develop very deep roots. These roots can grow many feet down into the earth. They act like long straws, reaching for water that lies far below the surface. Millet, sorghum. They can find moisture when other plants have long given up hope. They are the desert specialists of the crop world. Other plants have a different strategy. They conserve water with great care. On the surface of every leaf are tiny pores called stomata. Plants use these pores to breathe, taking in carbon dioxide, but they also lose water through them. When a plant senses that water is scarce, it can close these pores. This dramatically reduces water loss. The plant effectively holds its breath. It slows down its growth. It waits patiently for the rain to return. In a drought, you might see a corn plant's leaves roll up into tight tubes. This reduces the surface area exposed to the hot sun and drying wind. It is a desperate act of self-preservation. Some desert plants go even further. They have waxy coatings on their leaves that act like a waterproof jacket, sealing moisture in. They might have small leaves. They might have light-colored leaves that reflect sunlight instead of absorbing its heat. Every part of the plant is designed with survival in mind. These amazing adaptations are the work of nature. But humans are now learning to help. Scientists, plant breeders. They look for the toughest plants in a field after a drought. They crossbreed them to create new varieties. They are developing new types of wheat that can thrive with less rain. They are breeding corn that is more efficient at using water. These are not magic plants. They are the product of slow, careful work in fields, laboratories, giving farmers a new edge in the old war. But what happens when the problem is not too little water, but far too much? Water gives life, but too much water can take it away. Imagine a storm that will not stop. The rain falls hard and fast. Rivers swell and break their banks. Fields of green turn into brown lakes. For most plants, this is a death sentence. Roots need air to breathe, just like we do. If they sit submerged in water for too long, they suffocate and begin to rot. The plant, cut off from its foundation, wilts and dies. A flood can be just as destructive as a fire, but it is quieter and colder. Meet Tom. He grows rice and corn on low-lying land near a river. He knows that water can be both a friend and an enemy. Rice is a special case. It has evolved to thrive in flooded paddies. But his other crops are not so lucky. One spring, a massive storm system settled over his region. It rained for 3 days without a break. The river, normally calm, became a raging torrent. It spilled over its banks and flooded Tom's fields. His young corn plants, just a 1 foot high, disappeared under the murky water. He felt a sense of powerlessness. There was nothing he could do but watch and wait. When the water finally receded a week later, the damage was clear. The cornfield was a wasteland of mud and dead stalks. He had lost most of his crop for the year. The financial and emotional pain was immense. It is a heavy burden to see a year's work washed away in a matter of hours. But like Maria, Tom was a learner. He knew he could not stop the river, but maybe he could outsmart it. The following year, Tom changed the shape of his land. He used a tractor to build long raised beds for his corn. These were wide mounds of soil, about a 1 foot higher than the surrounding ground. He planted his corn on top of these ridges. A few months later, another heavy rain came. Water filled the low channels between the beds. But the corn roots stayed high and dry above the waterline. The raised beds allowed the excess water to run off quickly. Tom had learned to work with the water, not just fight it. He had sculpted the land to protect his crop. A single plant is vulnerable, but plants can also help each other. Farmers have known this for centuries. One of the most powerful allies in a field is not a crop at all. It is a tree. Rows of trees planted along the edges of fields can act as a living wall. They are called windbreaks. During a storm, a fierce wind can be devastating. It can snap the fragile stems of young plants. It can blow away precious pollen, preventing fertilization. It can dry out the soil and the plants themselves. A windbreak disrupts this destructive force. As the wind hits the line of trees, it is forced up and over. Its speed is broken. On the other side of the trees, a calmer zone is created. In this sheltered area, crops are safer. The wind is gentler. The air is slightly warmer. The soil stays cooler. It holds its moisture longer. Planting trees is a long-term investment. It takes years for them to grow tall enough to be effective. But their protection can make the difference between a harvest and a total loss in a windy region. Plants can also work together in the same field. This is called mixed planting or intercropping. Instead of planting a huge field of just one crop, farmers plant different crops together in the same rows. This simple trick can have powerful benefits. It can slow the spread of disease, as pests that like one plant may not like its neighbor. It also improves soil health. Different plants have different root structures. Some go deep, some stay shallow. This helps to create a healthier, more diverse soil environment. A classic example of this teamwork is the Three Sisters method, used by Native American farmers for centuries. They planted corn, beans, and squash together. The tall corn provided a natural pole for the beans to climb. The beans, in turn, did something amazing for the soil. They are legumes, which means they can pull nitrogen, a vital nutrient, from the air and fix it in the soil. This nitrogen then feeds the hungry corn. The large, sprawling leaves of the squash created a living mulch on the ground, shading the soil and preventing weeds. Together, the three plants helped each other thrive. For most of human history, weather was a complete mystery. Farmers relied on instinct, folklore, the look of the sky. A red sky at night might be a good sign. A ring around the moon might mean rain. These were educated guesses at best. An unexpected frost could wipe out a fruit orchard. A sudden hailstorm could shred a field of lettuce. Weather was not fair, and it was always unpredictable. Farmers were always gambling against the sky, hoping for the best, but fearing the worst. Today, that gamble is becoming a little safer. Farmers have new tools to help them see the future. Technology has brought the power of prediction down to the level of a single farm. Small, affordable weather stations can be set up right in a field. These stations measure temperature, wind speed, humidity, rainfall. They send this data directly to a farmer's phone or computer. A farmer can see in real time what is happening in their fields, even if they are miles away. This information is power. This knowledge allows farmers to act proactively, not reactively. If the forecast shows a hard frost is coming overnight, an orchard owner can take action. They might turn on large fans to mix the air, preventing cold from settling on the fruit blossoms. Or they might use sprinkler systems to coat the buds in ice, which strangely insulates them from the even colder air. If a big storm is predicted, a farmer can move livestock to a safe barn, or make sure young, fragile plants in a greenhouse are secure. These actions save lives and livelihoods. The timing of weather is critical. A flood in the spring can wash newly planted seeds away. A drought in the summer can stop grains of wheat from filling out. Better forecasting helps farmers make smarter decisions about timing. They might delay planting by a week to avoid a coming cold snap. They might decide to harvest a little early to get the crop in before a big rainstorm arrives. This is still a complex dance with nature. But with better information, the farmer can lead more of the steps. Will these new tools be enough? Well, we'll see. The fight for survival is also happening in laboratories. Scientists around the world are studying the secrets of plants and weather. They are searching for ways to make our food crops stronger and more resilient. This is the work of plant breeding. By carefully selecting and crossing plants with desirable traits, scientists can create new varieties that are better suited to a changing world. They are not creating monsters. They are speeding up the process of natural selection in a very focused way. This slow, patient work is yielding amazing results. Scientists have developed new types of wheat that can produce a good harvest with significantly less rainfall. They have bred varieties of rice that can survive being completely submerged by a flood for over a week. They are creating corn with stronger stalks that can better resist high winds. These improved crops are one of the most powerful tools a farmer can have. They are a form of insurance, written directly into the seed itself, against the chaos of extreme weather. Farm tools have also become much smarter. Drip irrigation is a revolutionary technology. Instead of flooding a whole field with water, This system uses a network of tubes to deliver small, precise drops of water directly to the base of each plant. Very little water is lost to evaporation. This method is incredibly efficient and can make farming possible in very dry places. It saves a precious resource and ensures that every drop counts. Other simple tools, like rainwater harvesting systems, create small reservoirs to store water for when it is needed most. Technology is bringing a new set of eyes to the farm. Drones can now fly over hundreds of acres in a matter of minutes. They are equipped with special cameras that can see more than the human eye. They can spot a patch of dry soil or an area where plants are stressed by disease long before a farmer would notice it on foot. This allows the farmer to apply water or nutrients with surgical precision, only where it is needed. This saves money, protects the environment, helps the crop stay healthy and strong. But a new challenge is emerging. It's complicated. The battle between crops and chaos is an old one, but the rules are changing. Our climate is becoming more extreme. Droughts are lasting longer, storms are growing stronger and more frequent. This puts immense pressure on the people who grow our food. Farmers are on the front lines of climate change. They need new tools, new knowledge, and our support to face this growing challenge. The future of our food supply depends on their success. There is cause for worry, but there is also a great deal of hope. Every farmer's story is a lesson in resilience. Some stories are painful. They tell of loss and hardship, but many more show incredible courage and ingenuity. A farmer who loses a crop one year does not quit. They start again. They try a different seed. They change how they manage their soil. They learn from their neighbors and share their own successes. This creates a powerful network of knowledge and hope. Farmers are natural innovators, constantly adapting to the land and the sky. You might wonder, what can I do? The answer is more than you think. You can start by learning where your food comes from. When you go to the market, ask questions. Support local farmers who are using practices that care for the soil and water. Buying local food when you can reduces food miles and often supports smaller farms that are vital to our communities. These small choices, when made by many people, send a powerful message. They create demand for food that is grown with care for the planet. The fight between the farmer and the weather will never truly end. But it does not have to be a war. There is a quiet truth emerging from fields around the world. Farmers and nature can work together. Healthy soil, clever plants, smart tools, supportive communities can form a strong team. Farmers who listen to their land and work with its natural rhythms are finding powerful ways to help their crops survive. In the end, their struggle is our struggle. Their hope is our hope. If we help them, we help ourselves.